This is Brian Baker. We're here at Greenwood Post, 6527, and we have Tanya Taylor, our state chaplain. We also have our state commander, and we have the VFW Post commander. And we want to talk to Tanya, who organized this 5K run. What was it like to put all this together? What did you have to go through?
There were a lot of steps to get the 5K put together for our Veterans Villages of America, which is the organization that our state commander, Don Barnes, wanted to have our funds raised for this year. And we decided to do a 5K. So one of the first steps we had to do, we approached our Greenwood AMP, and we also did a meeting which through Focus on Greenwood, which included a lot of our leaders here in Greenwood, because we wanted the participation from our own community.
Advertising and promotion. Our AMP commission here in town is Advertising and Promotion Commission, and what they do is they take what we call our prepared food tax, hamburger tax in some places, and it's a 1 penny tax that goes on all the food that's sold in town, and then they kind of farm that back out to different organizations and groups that sponsor and put on events in town, and that brings people back into Greenwood. Our restaurants benefit from it, our gas stations, and we just get some good exposure for folks that have never heard of Greenwood, that certainly never been here. So our A&P is more than willing to step forward, and they did in this case. Tanya worked up a proposal of the overhead cost for one of these races, which is not cheap, and presented it to the A&P, and they unanimously approved all that funding for us and allowed all the overhead to be taken care of, that along with some very generous business folks here in town. And that made all the money that we raised going straight into this Veterans Village. Otherwise, we would have had probably half of that not been able to donate to the cause.
This past year, 2020, 2021, this COVID, man, how did you do it? How did you pull the strings to be able to do a 5K in this COVID environment?
Well, we did have to get approval from the governor, which Richard McKinney, our commander, went ahead and did the letter and sent that off. And they had to go through the process of getting that approval done, and we had to submit a plan of how we were going to have people come in and be masked, and the social distancing and the whole bit, and how we were going to prepare our runners as we get ready for the race. That's why it was a chipped timed race. We were able to do the social distancing when they started off the race, and it got approved. It all worked out.
Just to mention, this is February 27th, 2021, and Governor Asa Hutchinson is going to be rescinding the order of mandatory masks requirement at the end of March, and leaving it up to individual communities to determine if they need to wear a mask for their own safety. So there was spatial, distancing or social distancing going on with the runners that needed it. There was people wearing masks that needed it, and there were some that didn't. So
it's all still a pretty safe event.
It was a good environment, good event for those that needed to feel safe. They were safe.
Absolutely.
How much money do you think you made?
I know for a fact that what we're going to be giving our organization for the Veterans Villages of America is over $12,000.
Wow.
Yes.
So it was $25 for an entry, and they got a t-shirt and what?
They got a goodie bag. We were able to make these fantastic cinch sack bags that our post here in Greenwood had purchased, and we put some other information in there. We got donations from Chick-fil-A, so everybody got a dessert, and we had hand sanitizer that we got, and
Walmart chipped in.
Yes.
Gave us all the water we needed.
Yes, and
Gatorades.
Our Vest Bank had donated some supplies that we got to put in the goodie bag, and the t-shirts, our fantastic t-shirt here, yes, and we got our sponsors on the back.
It says supporting Veterans Village of America Inc., Greenwood,
yep.
AMP.
I know for a fact we made over $12,000. It's fantastic. It is probably the best race that Greenwood has seen, and every race that Greenwood has done has been blessed, and this one has been especially blessed, and it's all for a great cause.
Now this is the first one for VFW 6527.
Absolutely.
But
Yes.
how many for Greenwood? How many does Greenwood have?
Greenwood,
as a community?
Greenwood does regularly
About
5Ks.
3 a year.
Yes.
3 a year.
We
Wow.
do Freedom Fest in the summertime, 4th of July. We have run, walk, and roll that we do that helps.
That comes back in. We've got a nonprofit in town
Yes.
called Focus on Greenwood, and that's our run, walk, roll, and that brings money back into the town. And we do scholarships for needy kids that are heading off to trade schools or college, and all
Did
that.
they have that last year with the 2020 COVID going on?
No, we had canceled it.
So those were
last year.
canceled.
We hope to do it again this year.
So this is the first one in a long time.
Yes.
Well, no, they did do the Yule Run. They did the Yule Run right at Christmas time, and that was a success.
Is there any specific website to go to see Greenwood's information, their next runs or events, things like that?
Typically, it's
Hey, what's
on
happening in Greenwood?
Chamber meeting.
Typically, it's supposed to be on the chamber website at greenwoodarkansas.com.
And there's a Facebook page, What's Happening in Greenwood. There's a lot of stuff in there.
And our Harris-Hannah VFW Post 6527 Facebook page.
The VFW 6527, definitely. There's all kinds of events for the VFW posted on that page.
VFWAR.org. Always check that out.
It was really foggy this morning. As you can see that morning footage of the takeoff and even for them coming in, it was pretty foggy. It's just barely started burning off. It's supposed to rain this afternoon, but the rain held off this morning. So we're glad.
We're very glad. Just to let you know, we did have over 200 runners. My goal was to get at least 200 runners. We was registrants.
So this is going to be an annual event. So when do you think the next one's going to be?
Well, we're looking at probably the same time next year.
Late February, early March, maybe.
Yep.
All right, so late February, early March next year for the next VFW run right here in Greenwood.
See you then.